welcome back to KAMMA. I'm Khalil Deal.
I'm Andio. Welcome to Paris, my friends.
Yeah, and we are KAMMA about to talk about UFC Paris. This is our final predictions for the main card. Gonna start it off right away with the first fight of the main card here. We got Fares Ziam versus Matt Frivola. My pick stays the same here, man. I'm going with Fares Ziam. I just think that the guy is just going to be too tall. We're talking 6'1" to 5'9". Looking at the reach advantage here, 4-inch reach advantage for Ziam, and this guy can fight really, really well at keeping a distance. I think Matt Frivola is going to have a very hard time getting in close and trying to nail him with his hard punches. He's got very, very low volume of strikes absorbed. Fares Ziam is very evasive. He moves around. He doesn't keep his head easily able to hit. And I just think he's going to be too technical of a fighter against Matt Frivola. He's a very boring fighter, Fares Ziam, because he's so technical and he's a point fighter, right? So he just he's a guy that likes to just win on the points with strikes, leg kicks, strikes and leg kicks. And he also has some grappling, okay? And he is able to grapple if he needs to. That fight against Michael Figlak, he actually showed some grappling in that fight, where he took down Michael Figlak and showed that he is able to keep it on the ground. So I like Fares Ziam as a well-rounded fighter. I have him winning this one by decision or maybe a knockout if he gets a counter to Frivola's crazy strikes, crazy looping punches.
I say for Ziam is live for a knockout for sure. I'm liking him more and more throughout the week, actually. I have more confidence for him to win this fight. He can definitely knock Frivola out because Frivola, not only does he get knocked out for his losses, but he also gets knocked down multiple times in every fight by everyone he's fought against. So,
His chin
and
is
you,
really done, man.
and you got to start thinking about that too. And not only that, Ziam is really young and he's still getting better, so maybe that knockout touch will come. Right,
Yeah.
right now, it's probably more important to get the wins, and I can't really disagree with that. And let me put it this way. I think Ziam could make Frivola look silly in this fight. And I think that's what's going to happen. But there's always that chance for the big knockout from Frivola. If he rushes in on him and throws caution to the wind and just like plows through Ziam, knocks him out, kind of takes him off guard somehow. But I don't think that's going to happen. I think Ziam will play it very safe and come out with a decision win, but I say knockout is on the table. Give me Ziam by decision.
Yeah, I got to stick to my guns with Fares Ziam, man. I just don't trust Frivola's chin. I also think that he is starting to go on the decline. I mentioned it in the early predictions video that I think that he's starting to go on the decline, especially after that knockout from Benoit Saint Denis was pretty bad. And I think he's a guy that he if he doesn't get that knockout, he's not that great, anymore. So yeah, I think Fares Ziam in his hometown, I think he's going to get the win here and do it for Paris. All right, so let's move on up to the next fight here on the card of the main card. What do we have next here? Give me 1 second here.
Oh, we got Morgan Charrier against Gilbert Miranda. Oh,
There
yeah.
we go. Morgan Charrier against Gabriel Miranda. Who you got here, Andy? Oh,
I'm sticking with Morgan Charrier here. Just
yeah.
better overall. Just tremendous striker as compared to Miranda. It's going to be night and day. Again, Miranda blocks punches with his face. He loves getting taken down, and if it's one of those like if he's trying to get subs on his back the whole time, Charrier should even be smart enough to avoid that. So I'm a little more worried for him with the other subs. I think Miranda by sub in the early rounds is gold for a pick. You have to keep your eye on that. But Charrier should just like beat him on the feet and probably put him away. I know Charrier loves losing decisions, but so does Miranda, kind of. And even if it goes to decision, I think Charrier is going to actually win this decision if he goes that far. But I say Charrier is going to put him away with a nice body kick to start it off and ref stoppage after that.
All right, man. So yeah, I'm in agreements, man. Morgan Charrier is the pick for me. I think he's just too good, man. I think he's too good. I think he's going to get the win here. And Gabriel Miranda is live for a submission, though. I mean, the guy's got, I think it was 17 submissions,
16.
16 submissions out of his 17 wins. So that's something that Morgan Charrier has to be careful of. But if Morgan Charrier can avoid that, he should be able to piece him up. And on the feet, he's just 10 times better. So I see Morgan Charrier either getting a knockout in this one or winning a knockout, or I think he does have some submissions, eh? Morgan Charrier. Let's take a look quickly here. Okay, so out of his 19 wins, Charrier does have 3 submissions. So I think he gets a finish, either a knockout or a submission on Gabriel Miranda. Maybe the submission, maybe not quite so much, because Gabriel Miranda is a very good jiu-jitsu guy. So you know what? I'll say knockout by Morgan Charrier here.
All right.
All right. So now we're going to
Next.
move on up to the next fight here. Just give me a second here. Let's get that going. The next fight is Kevin Jousset
It's Brian Battle. Woo.
versus Brian Battle. Yeah, man, I got to go with Brian Battle. I got to stick to my guns here. I like Brian Battle a lot. This guy's a very good fighter all around. Better on the ground than Kevin Jousset. Better grappler, better jiu-jitsu than Kevin Jousset. And he's good on the feet, too. He could strike with Kevin Jousset. Kevin Jousset's basically just a kickboxer. And Brian Battle is just an all-around fighter here. The guy can grapple, wrestle, kickbox, box, whatever, you name it, man. So Brian Battle is the pick for me, man. I think he's got more grit and more dog in him than Kevin Jousset.
Yeah, man.
I know, yeah, sorry, I got Brian Battle winning this one by, I'm going to go ahead and say, because Kevin Jousset's pretty tough. I'll go ahead and say he wins by, I'll say a submission or a decision. I don't think he knocks out Kevin Jousset, though.
Yeah, my pick is definitely a Battle here. I think he's going to have really more grit and more feistiness than the guys he's been fighting so far, at least in the UFC. And he's also going to be nice and tall, and pretty much the same height as Jousset, and we'll see how Jousset reacts to that. But I think he's going to end up getting Jousset down, getting some control time, and yeah, I'd like to see him get a knockout, but I think he's going to get a decision here, Brian Battle. So, and plus, he used to be 400 pounds, and I can never pick against a guy that used to be 400 pounds, but is way lighter these days. So there you go.
Seriously, man, Brian Battle is just an amazing guy, man. So yeah, we got to go with Brian Battle in this one here. All right, moving on up to the next fight. We got William Gomis versus Joanderson Brito. In this one here, I got to stick with Joanderson Brito. I would be shocked if Gomis can pull this off. If Gomis can get a win here, I would be absolutely shocked. Joanderson Brito is just too good. I think he's just a huge step up in competition for William Gomis. Brito's fought the better fighters by far. He's stronger. His jiu-jitsu is amazing. His wrestling is amazing. His grappling is amazing. He can hit hard. He's a good striker too. So I got to go with Joanderson Brito, just being better overall. More experience too in the UFC. Better record than Gomis at 17-3. He just has more fights on his name. And I don't care if he's shorter. I just think that he'll be able to take William Gomis's head off, man. So I got Joanderson Brito winning by KO or submission in this one.
Yeah, I like his viciousness, his tenacity, Brito. Gomis is squirmy and he'll fight, and he's weird in there, and he's tough too. But I think Joanderson Brito's on such a nice roll here that I don't think Gomis is going to be able to handle it. So I see Joanderson Brito by sub in the second round.
Yeah, he's got to get a finish here. I mean, if this fight goes to decision, it's because Brito really fucked up and was not able to finish Gomis. And in that case, Gomis maybe with a robbery decision.
Or just gasses out, man.
If he gasses out, so he's got to get a finish here. I got him winning by KO sub. If it goes to decision, it's because Brito really fucked up. You know what I mean? And then the Gomis could maybe get a robbery decision win there. But yeah, I got to go with Brito. I'd be shocked if Gomis pulls this off.
Okay.
All right, so yeah, not much to talk about there. We'll move on up to the next fight here with Nassourdine Imavov versus Brendan Allen. Who you got here?
Here I'm sticking with my guy Brendan Allen, who is not who I think's underrated and definitely a better submission threat. And I think he's going to find a way to get into that position without being an idiot on the feet and use a little lateral movement, try to put together some combinations once in a while. And don't forget, he's like well-sized Brendan Allen. You know, he's not like 5'9" Chris Curtis here, right? And I think that could provide a different look for Imavov, give him something else to worry about, just his bulk, you know? And yeah, so give me Brendan Allen by sub in the third round. I just hope he doesn't fight like a fool, man. If he doesn't, I think he has a very good chance of winning here.
You know what, man? I have to stick with Nasruddin Imavov here, but I will say that Brendan Allen is a good dog. I do have to say that. I mentioned it in the early predictions that I will have something on Brendan Allen because this guy is just very good at submissions and very sneaky. I think that Nasruddin Imavov is just a little bit better, especially on the feet, I find. And I think Imavov could like really damage and hurt Brendan Allen on the feet. Like if Brendan Allen has a hard time taking Nasruddin down, I just don't see Brendan Allen being able to win on the feet. He has to get the fight to the ground, Brendan Allen, if he wants to beat Nasruddin Imavov. And even Imavov is decent on the ground as well. I don't know how good his scrambling is if he gets taken down on his back, how fast he'll be able to get up. But I feel like Nasruddin Imavov has just got a bit more power in his hands. I think that he just strikes a bit better than Brendan Allen.
Yeah, no doubt though. Yeah.
And if Nasruddin can land something hard on Brendan Allen, I think it's game over for Brendan Allen. We've seen Brendan Allen get shook and get hit by punches where he goes down, you know, but he's a tough guy still, you know. Brendan Allen's still pretty tough, but I'm just worried about him not being able to get. The reason why I'm picking Nasruddin is because I'm worried that Brendan Allen's not able to get Nasruddin on the ground, you know, and that's where I'm worried about it. I mean, he has been knocked out twice, Brendan Allen, and there's a possibility that Nasruddin could knock him out. He's lost 2 decisions as well. Out of his 4 losses, 2 have been by knockout, 2 have been by decision. So I got Nasruddin Imavov winning by KO or decision here. And based on the fact that Brendan Allen's just not that good at striking. And that's why I think that Nasruddin's takedown defense is good enough to keep the fight standing. So yeah, Nasruddin Imavov, we are in disagreement there in that one. Only a couple of fights that we're in disagreement with, man. So it's not that bad this time around. I like that. And out of 14 fights, we only disagreed on a few. Let's get to and that was the co-main event. And now let's get to the main event of the evening, Renato Moicano versus Benoit Saint Denis. Really looking forward to this fight. I can't wait to see this one here. I gotta stick with Benoit Saint Denis though. I just think that in France he's gonna go nuts. I think that people are forgetting how crazy this guy really is. I really think that the reason why people are you know worried about Benoit Saint Denis because of that last loss to Dustin Poirier, but the guy was sick.
That's bullshit.
I'm telling you, man, the guy was on antibiotics for that staph. In fact, that staph.
If you have that, there's like a 99% chance that you won't experience all that tiredness. These fighters use an excuse after they lose with the staph infection. I'm telling you.
He was mentioning it even prior to the fight even starting. He said,
well, everyone wants to build in an excuse, though, right? Like
I hear you, but I mean, you know, I think that's what slowed him down because all the fights before that, you never seen him slow down like that.
Yeah, you did.
You know what I mean?
I think
no, not to the point like in the Dustin Poirier fight, you know. He was gassing like crazy.
At the same time, no one was able to take as much damage and stick around until that point as Dustin Poirier. Let's not forget, right? So
that is true. That is true.
Yeah.
But just the guys that he's fought as of late have been, you know, pretty tough guys like Thiago Moises, Matt Frivola, as we talked about, Ismael Bonfim, Gabriel Miranda. This guy just ran through those guys. You know what I mean? Knockout, submission, knockout, submission. No, knockout. Like, so, you know, the guy's just relentless, man, and he's powerful. He's strong. I just think that Benoit Saint Denis in France is going to be, he's going to go nuts. And I think that he might, because the thing about Renato Moicano's been knocked down quite a few times. I mean, he gets hit and he goes down. Like Jalen Turner was able to knock him down and almost knocked him out.
He did flash knock him out even, I think, eh? I think he was actually knocked out for a second or two there.
He was.
Until he revived, and yeah.
He absolutely was. Even Rafael Dos Anjos managed to knock down Renato Moicano in that fight. And also, even as recent as Drew Dober rocked him a couple of times in that fight even. So, you know, Renato Moicano, you know, he somehow rises from the dead every time he gets knocked down. But, you know, I definitely do think that Renato is a good dog, though. He definitely is. But I think that Benoit Saint Denis is going to be too much for him in his hometown in France, man. I got Benoit Saint Denis by finish.
Yeah, I got to go with Money Moicano here because he can't lose. Like, what do you mean? He can't. He can't. It's not like saying it's impossible for him to lose. It's more of like, I can't lose. Like, it's not an option because I'm not going to be able to live, you know? And hey, man, Moicano, I think he's going to be smart. I realize his striking is poor, but I think he's going to be smart enough to avoid the big shots. He's going to know Benny Saint Denis is going to be really aggressive, like you said. I have no doubt, but I feel he's going to use that to his advantage. I think when Saint Denis starts getting a little tired out in the middle of the fight, he's going to find a way to get that sub, man. He's going to sub him out, I say, in the third or early fourth round, man. Money Moicano, because he can't lose, baby. Just can't lose.
Yeah, we're gonna see how good Benoit Saint Denis' ground game is. This is gonna be tested for sure in this fight.
I know it's good, and I know he goes for subs, and I'm a fan of Benoit Saint Denis for sure. But I do think Moicano is more dangerous down there.
Yeah, Renato Moicano. This guy's been in Brazilian jiu-jitsu competitions and shit like that. I think he's even competed with guys like Gilbert Burns, and you know his jiu-jitsu is definitely you know, top notch. I got to give Renato that. It's going to be a close fight. It's definitely not going the distance. You know, so I got Renato Moicano. Sorry, I got Benoit Saint Denis winning by KO submission, man. No, Benoit Saint Denis, BSD, baby. I got him winning by KO submission. This guy, I cashed a lot of checks with this guy, taking the finish. He's done it for me before. I think he'll do it again. Like I said, that last fight, we'll really see if it was really the staph infection. Because if he destroys Renato, he's the GOAT, man. I got in that.
For if you notice the same gassing out, you know, as last time, maybe, you know, he has a little gas out problem.
For real. I mean, if he destroys Renato Moicano like I think he will, he's definitely going to be considered as one of the GOATs in this lightweight division, man, for sure. And he's going to move up. Definitely, he's a guy that's still only 28 years old. Let's not forget. Still young compared to the 35-year-old Renato. So if he destroys Renato, I could see BSD getting a shot at the championship, man. So there you have it, folks. Our final predictions for the main card. Like and subscribe. Stay tuned for our official bets video coming up next.
MMA, baby.